Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about finding the area of a trapezoid in a coordinate grid. And so here I give a problem where we're going to find the area of the trapezoid. So the coordinates of the trapezoid HIJK are h, which is given by 1, 6, and I, which is given by 5, 2, j, which is given by 3, -3, and then k, which is given by -6, 5. And so if the height of the trapezoid is found by drawing a line from point H, which is 1, 6, to point M, which is -3, 2, what is the area of the trapezoid? And so first I'm going to plot the points in the coordinate grid. And so H is given by 1, 6, so these are my x values, this is my y values, and so my x value and 1, 6 would be 1, and then the y value would be 6. So this is my point 1, 6. This is H. Okay, and then I is given by 5, 2. So this is I. And then J is given by 3, -3. And then K is given by a -6, 5. Okay, and so now it also gave me the height of the trapezoid, which is found by drawing a line from points H to point M. And so I'm going to plot point M right now, which is -3, 2. And so I'm going to connect the dots. And so this is M. And here, this is where I was saying if I draw a line from points H to M, that will give me the height of the trapezoid. So I'm going to highlight this and label this yellow here with height. And so now, I want to use the distance formula to find the length of the height. And so first you're going to write down the distance formula. So the distance formula is given by the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And so here I'm just going to go back up and label my h and my m as x1, y1, x2, y2. So this is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. And so from here I have that hm is equal to the square root of x2, which is -3, minus x1, which is 1, squared, plus y2, which is 2, minus y1, which is 6, squared. And so now I'm going to use PEMDAS to simplify this. So I have that this is -4 squared plus 4 squared. And so this is the square root of 16 plus 16, which is equal to the square root of 32. Okay, now I want to use the distance formula to find the length of my bases. So here are my bases. I'm going to show you them highlighted in the problem. So HI is one of them. And then the other one here is from K to J. Okay, and so I'm going to use the distance formula to find the distance from H to I. And so I need to go back up here and see how my points were labeled. So I need to label I as x2, y2. And so when I go to find hi, this is equal to the square root of x2, which is 5, minus x1, which is 1, squared, plus y2, which is 2, minus y1, which is 6, squared. And so from here, I'm just doing PEMDAS, or I'm simplifying what's inside of the parentheses. So 5 minus 1 gives me 4 squared, plus negative 4 squared, which is equal to 16 plus 16, which is equal to the square root of 32. And so now I want to find the length of my base kj, so I'm going to go back up here and label my points k and j. So k, x1, y1, and then j, which is x2, y2. And so I have that kj is equal to the square root of x2, which is 3, minus x1, which is negative 6, squared, plus y2, which is negative 3, minus y1, which is 5, squared. And then now simplifying using PEMDAS, I get that this is the square root of 9 squared plus negative 8 squared, which is equal to the square root of 81 plus 64, which is equal to the square root of 145. And so now I want to use the formula for the area of a trapezoid to find the actual area. So going back to this, what we found was we found the height of the trapezoid, and then we found the length of the two bases. So you want to remember that the area is given by 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. And so now I'm just going to plug in these numbers into a formula, into the formula, sorry. And so I get that A is equal to 1/2 times base 1, which is the square root of 32, plus base 2, which is the square root of 145. Oops. Times my height, which was the square root of 32. Okay, and so you can just see this. I called this part here, this piece, my base 1, my first base. This is my second base. It doesn't actually matter. You basically just want to add together the bases and then multiply that by the height and then times 1/2. And then here was my height. And so you could get an approximation for this value using a calculator, or you could just leave it in this form.